Hello, welcome everybody. Oh my gosh, I got the fastest, easiest Christmas cards for you today. So if you're down to those last few cards, you've got to get some made. You're going to love the cards that I have got lined up. They're a simple little fun fold. And if you love flashcards, this is a flashcard. But we love a little fun fold to send for the holidays, right? It stands, it's a little bit unique. So we're going to be creating these cards today. And I have got with me, of course, my fabulous moderators. I've got Brenda. She's out there in Idaho. Christina is right downstairs. And so Christina's on Facebook. Brenda's over on YouTube. They are there to answer questions. So here's how things go on a YouTube Live. We have to let people get on. It takes people a little bit of time when they get the notification from YouTube that we're live. So if you're watching the replay and you don't want to listen to me chit chat as we wait for people, don't worry. Just scroll forward until you see my hands and we'll get to stamping. All right. So, hey, ladies, how are you today?
Pretty good.
Everybody's good. We were talking before we went live how we're doing on our Christmas shopping. And the one conversation is what you're getting for the guys. Brenda, tell them what you're getting for the men. I thought this was awesome.
Oh, some specialty knives made for them because, the guys always want to, whoever can open a box the fastest or cut some tape or something. And I have a guy that we go to church with who makes specialty knives. And I don't know, a bazillion years ago, we had gone hiking and packed out way too much wood. And I took this wood to him, and he's using that to make these knives. So I'm
now,
pretty
are these
excited.
like pocket knives?
No, they're like a utility knife. They don't flip up, but they're probably about that long. And then he makes the sheaths for them. So I'm super excited. Super excited.
That's going to be a fun and unique gift. That's going to be something they'll really treasure too. So over on Facebook, Christina, when was it? A couple days ago, I put out the question. Okay. Gifts for the men, probably the most difficult thing we have to buy for. And yeah, we had some people throwing out some really good ideas there. So, if you know of ideas, put them out here on Facebook and YouTube on the comments. Boy, I'm telling you, I'm struggling for the guys.
So I have to share something really quick. I've had a troubling couple days.
Oh no.
I read a warning label the other day on my deodorant, and it says, ask a doctor before you use if you have kidney disease. Really? So then I made my husband read his deodorant, antiperspirant. It said the same thing.
Okay.
Good to know.
Apparently, if it has aluminum, whichever, I mean, there's like 3 other words with it.
Right.
You should probably check with your doctor.
You need to ask a doctor before. Oh my God.
There you go.
And so that is what everyone learned today. Aren't you glad you tuned in?
I may just run around and stink from now on. I just don't even care.
And for those of you that were here a couple weeks ago and Christina lost her pig butt, we have a new pig butt.
Oh, good.
Oh, she's getting it. Yeah.
Let me grab him.
Tugger got a hold of it and chewed the butt off of her wrist pig. This is, when you're using your mouse, is a wrist rest. I'll get it. Oh my gosh. Yes. I knew I should have had a second cup of coffee before I went live. So anyway, a new pig is in the house.
New pig. Whew. Okay.
All right. Well, hopefully we've got everybody on live. Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. We are going to head back over to the stamping table, and I've already shown you the cards. And again, I want you, as you watch me make these cards, yes, I'm doing 2 Christmas cards because, 'tis the season, and we've got just a few more to do. But I want you to look at this layout and think of other things that you could put here. I'm thinking Valentine's Day. We've got, we can put a heart here. We've got a new stamp set. Stamp It Up has a new stamp set coming out that has a cute little bee and a heart. There's just some different things. So I want you to be thinking about other cards that you could create using this layout. Friends, as always, I have got a free download that goes along with my video because I want you to be able to recreate the cards easily. So here you're going to have your measurements, all of the supplies that I use, but of course, use what you have. Here is where you can come back and watch the video again if you need to watch it again. And of course, you can click here to order any of my supplies. If you're in the United States, I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. You can order from me right there. And of course, photos, you're all set. So with that, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to be making 2 cards today. And guys, this is all we need to make 2 cards. That's pretty sweet, right? So the first thing I want to show you is when you're making Christmas cards or any kind of multiples of cards, we're always looking for tips to save time. This is one of my time-saving tips. So this is a piece of basic white thick 8.5 by 11. And I'm going to show you how to do the scoring and cutting all at once to make 2 cards. So what we want to do, we want the 8.5 inches up at the top. We're going to score this at 1.5 inches. By the way, let's make sure it's not a cutting blade or we have a whole different card. 1.5 inches and 4.25 inches. So when we score those, our 2 cards are ready. Now I'm going to rotate it around. I'm going to put the 11 inches up at the top and I will cut this at 5.5 inches and boom, 2 card bases done at one time. That's especially nice when you're doing something with more than one score line in it. So that's our card bases and we're ready to go. I'll tell you what, I'm going to start with this card. This is my Merry Christmas Holly Jolly, these fun little Christmas bulbs. I loved the bright colors, definitely went non-traditional on this one because sometimes I just like to do that. Let's go ahead and prep our card base. I'm going to use a bone folder to give those a good crease. And let me show you my stamp set for today, Merry and Bright. This one, when I saw this in the catalog, this is one of the first ones I bought. It's very me. It's just whimsical and fun and bold. So, and bright. Okay, my ink pads today, we're going to be using Granny Apple Green, Blueberry Bushel, Melon Mambo, and our Memento Black. Okay, so I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to bring in, let me bring in my cardstock pieces. And I said we're going to be using flashcards. Now, if you're not familiar with flashcards, if you go to simplysimplestamping.com, I've got a link to where you can learn about flashcards. But a quick rundown, the idea behind flashcards is that when you cut one piece of 8.5 by 11 in a color and in a basic white or very vanilla, you get 8 equal pieces. And these pieces are going to layer, and we're going to create cards with just those pieces. So when you have these prepped and ready to go, I'm telling you, these cards go fast. I'm going to take my Melon Mambo and set that off to the side. We're going to do some stamping. Because this is a photopolymer set and because it's really solid images, I think I'm going to use my Stampin' Pierce mat. I'm going to start here with my Memento Black, and we're going to start with the top. We're going to work our way down. We're going to stamp our ornament holder thingy. I don't know what that thing's called. Somebody tell me, what's that called? Okay, now I'm going to come in with a Melon Mambo. And we're going to stamp a Christmas bulb. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different with this bulb because I'm going to go ahead and stamp it. And there is a, I don't know, whatever this, what is this? This is the electricity thing. I don't know what it's called. I'm going to stamp right over it. It's also in Melon Mambo, so it's really subtle in there, but I liked how it looked. Now I have got some light, if you will, and we're going to stamp this on either side of our bulb. I love the Memento Black with this. I just think it absolutely just pops and sings. I just inked my finger. That's a special gift I have. Anyone else? All right, now let's bring in some Granny Apple Green. We're going to get our sentiment on here. Oh, my fingers are always inky. It's just how it is. All right, we're going to stamp some Merry Christmas, and you guys are going to love this. We're going to stamp crooked on purpose because, you know, why not? Why try to do it straight? Yes.
Apparently the thingy is called a filament. Thank
this
you,
is the
Linda.
filament. That's right. Okay, but what's this thing? Just the holder, I guess. But yes, you are correct. That is a filament. My husband's an electrical engineer. You'd think I'd know that. Okay. All right. That part is done. I'm going to set that off to the side here because now we're going to work on the card. So I'm going to put another ornament right here. And I'm going to bring in another color. This is where that blueberry bushel comes into play. Again, I just thought it was really fun. Ooh, I better clean my stamp. Let me do that real quick. I don't want to get melon mambo in my blueberry bushel because who knows what kind of icky color I'll get. So I will ink up my blueberry bushel ornament. We'll stamp that down there in the corner. Back in with the doohickey that needs a name. And I could add the filament again, but that, you know, it really is kind of an optional thing. But I'm going to kind of close my card here, guys. And this little whimsical, let's see, no, I did it this way. This little light burst thing, it just seemed like it was meant to be in the corner. Don't you think? Yeah, it adds something. Okay, I'm going to come back in with melon mambo. Let's give ourselves a sentiment on the inside.
Hey, Connie.
Yes.
Janice Long says, I just call it a bulb and its cap.
Thank you, Janice Long. Mom. That's my mother. That's what we got. Hey, I know her. All right, we're going to take melon mambo and we're going to give ourselves a little holly jolly. And once again, we are not going to stamp straight. Why? Because we don't have to. But look, it covers up. It's all good. Friends, when I said this was going to be a fast card, I meant it. Now, I'm going to take my melon mambo and I'm going to add it here to my card. Now, I don't want to cover up my ornament, but I only want my adhesive here on this flap. Okay, that part's important. We're only going to put it on the flap. I'm going to line this up. I want to kind of give myself a little bit of white here on this edge. Make sure it's straight from top to bottom. There we go. I'm going to take my ornament bulb and its holder. We're going to add our Stampin' Dimensionals. Again, hey, if we're going to do quick and simple cards, let's give them some real wow factor because Stampin' Dimensionals, no card you're going to get in the stores will have Stampin' Dimensionals and that really amazing pop. And we like at Christmas time, we want to give really special cards, don't we? Okay. We're going to add this. Now, you might think it's done, but this is me. It's never done. We are going to add a little bit of the white glittered organdy ribbon. Okay, it's glitter. So what's not to love? I'm going to just tie this in a simple little knot. Okay, just like so. Let me grab my scissors off the wall here. Trim that down. And I am simply going to add that with a mini glue dot. So I'm going to just press that. So you just press that knot right there on the mini glue dot. And we're going to add that to our card. Check it out. You've got room to write your message here and here. You're just not going to write here. Okay. So plenty of room to write a message. And a great card, it's going to stand up. It's going to wow their socks off, right? Okay, that's card number 1. Let's move on to card number 2. And this one, I decided I'm going to change up the stamp set. And I'm going to use sparkling snowflakes. By the way, guys, this stamp set is not going to be retiring. It's on our carryover list. So even after the holidays, after that mini catalog ends, you can still get this one. And that's going to be nice. So this is one you can use in the winter time. So let me try to find my bone folder once again. Did you see that? Did you see that? Man, it just came flying at me. Crazy ribbon day. All right, where's my score line? There we go. Okay. This is another one. Super, super fast, guys. So for this, let me set the card off to the side. Show you my flashcard pieces. Afternoon Azure and Basic White. Okay, simple, simple. I'm going to set that off to the side. Let's get to stamping. 2 ink pads today, Balmy Blue and Afternoon Azure. So I do need a little bit of scratch paper or some grid paper because I'm going to do a little stamping off on this one. So I'm going to bring in some grid paper here. So we have 2 of the largest snowflakes. One is kind of the solid and the other one is the detail. All right. So in the Balmy Blue is where I want the solid. I'm going to ink that up and I'm going to stamp off once. And then I'm going to stamp it right there on my cardstock. See how it's just a little bit lighter? Now I'm going to come in with Afternoon Azure and I'm going to turn my stamp so that my snowflake is now going up and down. All right. And we're going to stamp that in Afternoon Azure right on top. Very, very pretty. Okay. While I've got these out, let me go ahead. We're going to stamp on our card. I think I'm going to need this grid paper because we're going to do that same technique in the corner. So I'm going to stamp off once and I will stamp right here on the bottom of my card, ink it up, stamp off. I'm going to close my card because I want it here in this corner. Kind of show you. So that's what we're going to have up there in the upper left and the bottom right. Now I will come in with that Afternoon Azure. And remember, we twist the stamp just a little bit. I almost landed an ink pad. Woo! And I know I'm not the first one to do that. Okay, let's get this one here that's on the upper left. Looking good. Right? It's looking so pretty. Okay.
Connie,
Yes.
Judy says that she's got the stamp set out today and she is going to be heat embossing with it.
That would be so in silver. What color are you going to use, Judy? I would love to know. I am a huge fan of heat embossing. That's one of my favorite things to do. Let's bring in some sentiments for this. So on the inside, I'm going to say, make the season sparkle. Well, let's see. Yeah, I think I can center that. Remember, let's say you don't want to center it because you don't do good at centering. You know what? If you purposely make it crooked, all is good, okay? Let's take our front focal image and we're going to say winter greetings. See, winter greetings does not necessarily mean Christmas. So this is something that you could send any time of year. By the way, you notice we're not stamping off. We're using that straight Balmy Blue on that. So are you ready? Let's put a card together. Just like we did before, we're going to put our adhesive only on the flap. I'm going to take my Afternoon Azure this time because if I cover up a little bit of the snowflake, that's okay. That bulb, I didn't want to cover up the bulb on the other card. We'll just center that right there. I am going to bring in my Stampin' Dimensionals. You know, I love to try to read comments while I work. And boy, I don't know. My head is down and I'm a stamping fool here. So I'm going to see if I can read. Judy said it's a lot of work, but the look is so pretty. She's talking about that embossing. Absolutely. The look of embossing is gorgeous. And Margaret says she loves the cards. I'm so glad. These, and again, can I just reiterate, friends, think about what other images after the holidays that you want to put on here. Okay, this design, this layout is just perfect for all occasions, all greetings. It's going to be great. Now I got to add a little bling because just like Judy, she likes her bling too. Cindy said heat embossing is what sold me. Or no, what? Oh, wait, my comments went flying. Heat embossing is what made me fall in love with Stampin' Up. Girl, same. Brenda, and I think you just said the same thing. Yep. For many of us, that's what sold us on Stampin' Up, right? We loved heat embossing. So I'll tell you what, I'll try to get some more heat embossing going on some cards here in the future because it's one of my favorite things too. I'm using my Take Your Pick tool to add some jewel rhinestones. These are some of my favorites. In fact, if you guys have ordered from me, many of you get these. I like to gift you guys little things in my thank you cards. And this is one I use quite a bit. Why? Because it goes with everything. I mean, how can you not love rhinestone bling? Okay, here we go. Boom. It's so easy, right? Oh my goodness. We finished those cards in a hurry. I should have made 5 more and done some different designs if I'd known it was going to go that fast. So if you're at the end, oh my gosh, I need to get those Christmas card done and I'm out of time. Guys, I just made these each one probably in less than 5 minutes, right? It did not take long at all. And if you'll assembly line things, so stamp all your bulb toppers on all your cards and stamp all your bulbs and, you know, just kind of go in an assembly line. It's going to go really, really fast. And remember, this one's also not going to use a lot of cardstock because here, this colored piece of cardstock, the Smelling Mambo, 8 out of 1 sheet of cardstock. The basic white, 8 out of 1 sheet of cardstock. And then my card bases, I showed you how to create 2 card bases and score and cut all at the same time. What do you think? I hope that you guys like those, that you had a good time with those. Nick says, me and Connie and others, ADHD dialogue. Dude, you are so right. I love it. Thanks for being here today, Nick. And Michelle says, I'm going to make a few of these. And if I don't send them, I put them in my box for next year. Yep, same. I know. I do that same thing. Let's see. Oh, Michelle, you are so welcome. She said, thank you, Melody. Love both of them. I'm so glad that you do. Thank you guys for being here. I did it again. I have to show you next week. Go back over. Let me show you the cards for next week. So, you know, at the beginning of the video today, I said how hard it is to come up with gifts for the guys. Do you struggle with masculine cards too? I really do. But next week, I've got Flashcard 2.0. And again, I will explain Flashcard 2.0 on next week's video, but check this out. We've got sympathy cards, encouragement cards for the men. We're going to be using a couple different stamp sets here, or maybe this is all the same one. You know what? I take that back. I think it might all be from the same one. And so we're going to create some cards for the men because I know we need those. I get it. You struggle with it. So do I. We're going to tackle that next week. That'll be December 14th right here on YouTube Live. Brenda will be here. Christina will be here. My mom will probably be here. It's going to be great. So I hope you guys will join me then. And guys, I think that's all we've got for today. I know it wasn't as long as a live, but you got cards to make. So go make some cards. Go make it a great day, everybody. Bye.